Hello everyone. Guess what? I found the rest of the printed chapters for my old Hetalia fanfiction, Hetaoni Unheard Screams, or as it's written on here, Unheard Screams. Yeah, I'm gonna be reading them. I got 7 1/4, or it's more like just less than a half, but 7 1/4 pages to read. And if you think that's crazy that I've written that much just for a vocabulary assignment, just wait until you see the next 2 chapters. Anyway, let's get started. Tsvetan sat on the floor of the room, thinking about the recent events that just went down. The group had been segregated as quickly as they had come together, all because they could not get along to save their own lives. Tsvetan felt a mix of anger, fear, and sadness over what had just happened. He was angry at Elizabeta and Andrei for fighting like children in such a dire situation. While it was true that they did not get along, they could have at least put aside their fighting. Why must they be so obstinate? Tsvetan thought. In a house full of monsters, Tsvetan could not help but feel fearful that the other group might meet with a terrible fate. A sundry of scenarios came into mind of how the separated group might meet their end. No idea of where they were, the other group would most likely end up in trouble with no one else to help. Sadness was another emotion felt. Tsvetan wished he had done more to stop the group from splitting up. He had meant well and did what he could, but he wished he could have done more. Erika had also tried to stop the group from splitting up, but both of their voices were lost in the fighting. Tsvetan feared going to sleep after the nightmare he had last time he fell asleep. He just sat wide awake in the pitch-black room. Everything was silent for a few minutes, until Tsvetan heard murmuring. Tsvetan traversed over to where Andrei was sleeping. The murmuring seemed to come from him. However, Tsvetan found this odd, since he knew Andrei did not talk in his sleep. The talking got louder, and Tsvetan was able to understand what was being said. No, please go away. Tsvetan tried to shake Andrei awake, but it was futile. Then the screaming began, followed by thrashing around. Tsvetan once again tried to wake up Andrei, this time more frantically. Okay, 11th grade me. Strangely enough, Jakub and Eliska were not waking up. Andrei, wake up! Tsvetan had to wonder if he was screaming before waking up. He did not recall doing such a thing, but that was negligible at the moment. After some time, Andrei seemed to be waking up. The screaming was coming to a stop, and Andrei opened his eyes. Andrei, everything is all right. Andrei seemed more docile now, and slowly sat up. He almost seemed servile after what he went through, trying not to cry. What happened? Andrei looked fearfully at Tsvetan, too scared to say anything. This was so unlike him. Usually Andrei was carelessly eccentric and more than willing to tell scary stories, unaware of how they might scare someone. Now, inside this mansion, it was becoming clear that Andrei was changing from his usual self to a fearful and paranoid person. I didn't put the Anne. I didn't originally put Anne there, but screw it, I'm improvising. Do you want to talk? Tsvetan asked. Andrei shook his head and simply snuggled up next to Tsvetan. Andrei held Tsvetan closely like a cherished stuffed animal and began quietly sobbing. I think we need to have a serious talk. Eliska and Jakub woke up from their sleep, and the group of 4 began their meeting. So, do we have an idea of what to do next? Eliska inquired. No, but we need to get out of here as fast as possible. Why do you say that, Tsvetan? Well, Andrei and I have been suffering nightmares. Mine was not as bad, but Andrei's nightmares seem to be pretty bad. He refuses to talk about it, but he seems scared out of his mind. So, do you think that if we stay here for any longer, we will all suffer nightmares? I would not be surprised if that happens, Tsvetan commented. Why would we be suffering nightmares in this situation? This might be far-fetched, but I think these nightmares are attacks on us. When I woke up from my nightmare, my shirt was ripped from the claws of a monster. Before waking up, the monster looked like it was going to maul me. That is just weird. So if that is true, any of us could be killed in our sleep. Tsvetan remembered the ripped shirt and turned toward Andrei, who had been looking at the wall. Andrei, did the monster try to hurt you in your nightmare? Andrei did not respond and continued staring at the wall. Tsvetan walked over to Andrei and put a hand on his shoulder. Andrei, did Before Tsvetan could say anything else, Andrei grabbed Tsvetan's hand, which was on his shoulder. Andrei's hand was ice cold, and it startled Tsvetan at first. "Why is your hand so cold?" Andrei pointed to a leather bound journal he had been looking through. Tsvetan's confusion soon turned to horror after seeing what was written. "This room may look safe, but it has a dark secret. I call this room the Nightmare Room. I woke up after a quick nap, screaming about monsters hurting me. My group explored somewhere before retreating here to rest. Another member experienced the same nightmare I had, but he was not as lucky. He was found mauled to death. We agreed that we are not going to sleep here anymore." God, no. Oh my God. This actually okay. You guys aren't going to believe this, but this freaking thing happened when I first recorded this chapter. I accidentally said something I accidentally said Tsvetan fuck. Fuck. I think it was like Tsvetan fuck me. I don't know. But this just happened again. Oh my God. No, I'm going to hell for this. Oh my God. Okay. Tsvetan fell frozen after reading the journal. To think that Andrei, or he could have easily been killed in their sleep while crying out for help, was plain terrifying. It did not help that no one woke up after hearing their screams. Looking over the journal, Tsvetan found that it was tabulated very well, with maps of places in the house and entries about the house. But why was it left here when the author knew this place was dangerous? I don't know. Frick me. What did you find, Tsvetan? Tsvetan and Andrei turned to the others with blank expressions. We need to get out of this room and find the others. Why are you so focused on finding the others? Jakub questioned. This journal seems to have a lot of important information in it, Tsvetan replied. I swear to God. Now thanks to that stupid fuck me comment, I can't read parts properly with Bulgaria in it. I'm so sorry. I'm not mature. I'm 20 years old. I still laugh at dick jokes. Replied, flipping through the journal pages. We need to warn them about the room. Or actually more like sex jokes, but potato. Tsvetan stopped at a page and took notice of how it was written with black ink instead of the usual pencil. Oh. I forgot about this part. It looks like the demons can take over human bodies. I thought a friend of mine had died until I saw him again. Immediately renounced his claim of not being badly injured because I knew how torn up and cold his body was. Next thing I know, he's turned into one of those demons and is hunting me down. No way, Tsvetan murmured. The other group members looked over the journal. This is scary. Anyone could actually be a demon and we would not know it. Do you think Dmitri is actually a demon? Tsvetan inquired. I had the strongest suspicion that Dmitri was not who he said he was, Eliska said. But knowing this, I can only imagine what Dmitri is doing to the others now. He probably subjugated the others to make them think he is not suspicious. That just gives us one more reason to find the other group. But I am a bit iffy about going back, Jakub commented. We do not have actual proof that Dmitri is a demon in disguise, and if we make claims about it, the others might reprimand us for accusing Dmitri of something without proof. Same here, but what else can we do? Actually, I think we do have evidence against Dmitri. In what way, Eliska? There was a video camera that had some footage on it. The person behind the camera sounded a lot like Dmitri, and he ended up getting killed. And where is this camera? I left it with Elizabeta and Erika. We need to get the camera and show the others the journal. It is a requisite. I know we are a bit precarious over reigniting the flames between us, but this is an emergency. The group was about to go back to exploring the fourth floor, but Andrei had something to say that he had been holding back. You know... Andrei, is there something you need to add? You guys probably want to know what my nightmare was about, Andrei answered, his voice barely above a whisper. I have been curious, Tsvetan said. Tell us what happened. I'm sorry. I'm just not used to reading so much. I already had to do another reading today. Saying it was horrifying would be redundant. It was dark at first, and I could not see anything. I kept hearing screaming and what sounded like something eating. It eventually got light enough to where I could see the figures clearly. I saw a flashlight on the floor and I picked it up. It was wet, and at first I did not understand why until I turned it on and saw blood on the floor where I picked it up. The nightmare Andrei spoke of seemed to input more of an unnerving atmosphere. The 3 other students continued to listen to Andrei as he tried to stop himself from crying. There were bodies everywhere. I realized it was the other group and you guys laying there. Next thing I knew, my flashlight illuminated a monster going after Tsvetan. Tsvetan instantly felt all of his valor drain out of him when he was brought up. To think he had been killed along with all the others, leaving only Andrei to discover the mess, was terrifying. The monster... I'm so sorry. The monster dropped Tsvetan and began to slowly walk up to me. I kept telling it to go away. It began screaming at it. I remember it grabbing my wrists and about to bite me when I woke up. Andrei looked down at his wrist and pulled back his jacket sleeves. His face became pale when he saw bruises on his wrists. The nightmare seemed to be affecting us in waking life. I think the monsters are requiting us for being unable to find an exit. What a reward, Eliska said sarcastically. To think, if you had not been able to wake up, you would have... Jakub commented, not finishing his sentence. These monsters seem to have intricately designed plans for our demise. They torture us in this trapped environment, enter our dreams and turning them into nightmares, trick us into trusting humans that are not really humans and can rip us into pieces easily, Eliska said. They're quite martial when it comes to attacking us. I don't know if I can take this anymore. I don't even know if there's an exit. Maybe we were just supposed to suffer until they grow tired of us and kill us off. Don't say that, Andrei. We can also mount from this. They probably want you to think like that. Think back to when Elizabeta, Erika, and I saved her behind back when you two were stuck between the 2 monsters. Andrei, remember when you saved my life and we were trapped on the secret floor? Tsvetan questioned. Yes, but no buts. We know you can carry on even with all this fear. Please, keep fighting for your life. Not just for me, but for everyone else trapped in here that is dead or alive. Don't forget that you have a brother at home that's probably worried sick about you. Cannot afford to lose you. That is comforting to know. I'll try my best. Now, we need to find the others. We cannot allow death to take them away. To take away them. Okay, 11th grade me. Okay. Even if we have our own past rivalries. Tsvetan led the group through the 4th floor looking for the other group. With newly found confidence, they pushed their fear to the back of their minds. Now, to just keep that fear in the back of their minds. Whew! That's it. 7 pages. Sort of. Trust me, the next 2 chapters are crazy long. You're not going to believe how many pages it took. Anyway, see you guys next time, and I hope you guys stick around for the special little blooper I have. Bye. I'm so sorry. Button fell apart. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. I'm so sorry. This needs to go in bloopers.